I'm Brian Reed, lead developer of phpBMS. In this video I'm going to go through setting up the basic configuration settings that you should do after an initial install of phpBMS. So the first thing we need to do is log in. Now the password should have been given to you on the last page of the installation instructions. If you filled out your administrative email on that installation, you should also have that password emailed to you. First thing I want to do is change the password. So I go to the account and go to my account, type in the current password and choose a new password. Next thing I want to do is set up some basic configuration settings. And we do this by going to the System menu and go to Configuration. Now you can change the application name. That's what shows up here and on the login page. Most people change it to the company name plus the word BMS afterwards. We're going to go ahead and do that. Now because this affects the cookie that is set for the application, when I save this change and go back to the main page, it actually logs us out again because it's changed the cookie. So I'm going to go ahead and log in again and go back to the configuration settings. Next I'm going to click on the company tab, and that provides information about my company that we can put in, company name, address, as well as a logo. All this information will be displayed on sales orders and invoices. Now you can upload a new logo here. Make sure that you follow the standards for the logo. A lot of people have problems because they upload a PNG file that has a transparency or alpha channel in it. You can also set up localization options. And we're going to set up some login security. Now most cookies actually time out. And if you're internally installed phpBMS, you can it's okay to actually turn on the persistent login and turn the login refresh to about 5 minutes, or keep it at the default too. Basically what this does is it makes sure that you are logged in when you walk away from your machine. The next thing we're going to do is set up some BMS module settings. By default, when you create a client, its type is prospect, and I'm going to go ahead and change that to client. I'm also going to give everybody who I create by default a credit limit of $2,000. Going back to the BMS module configuration. On sales order, you can put up some defaults for sales orders. I like to keep the default print instructions blank, so I'm going to remove those. Now there's no need to keep hitting the save button, it's just habit that I have here. Now if we can go to accounts receivable, we can put in our terms. And then if I go to payment information encryption, we really encourage people to use encryption and obfuscation with payment information, especially if you're going to be storing bank routing numbers or credit card numbers inside phpBMS. In order to do this, you need to set this on, and then you'll need to give that server path to a file that contains the encryption key. This file is typically just a 64 character or 124 character hash, and it's a good idea to actually rotate these keys out like once a month. And because this encryption is reliant on an external file, we definitely recommend keeping a backup copy of these encryption keys on some other machine as well. And then the last thing I want to do is get rid of these annoying system messages. In order to do that, all I need to do is go to the Tools menu, go to Notes. I'm going to search for all viewable notes and system messages. I'm going to highlight these two notes and delete them. There you go. Now your basic phpBMS install has been properly configured.